Hello, everyone. This is Jared from Brickhouse Media, and we are live. It's just 12:01. Thank you for coming. I know it takes a lot out of your day to come to webinars, so thank you for coming. We're just going to give it a couple more minutes to let some people come in, and people are starting to flow in right now. We've got over 100 people registered for today, and again, thanks to NewCo for putting out the message. There is a chat window on the right side. This platform is called Webinar Jam. So if you need to, just refresh your browser, the little circle icon in the top left or right corner of the toolbar. And we are live right now. So refresh. I'm going to put that in the notes here. Refresh your browser. If you cannot see me or hear me, there is going to be audio. So if you need headphones and you're at work, please do put in headphones. So we're just giving it a few more minutes before we get started today. Let some people come on into the webinar. All right. So I've got an assistant over here, Vina, today. So she's going to be fielding some questions and helping get some support. Video is coming in fine for Kamal. Thank you, Kamal, for giving us a little feedback. That means, so if you can't see or hear, try just doing a browser refresh and see if that, and I would close other browsers, especially things like Facebook and Gmail that pull in a lot of bandwidth while you're on a webinar. So we're going to dive in and get started. So again, I'm Jared Brick from Brickhouse Media. Today we're in Oakland, California, doing our live webinar, and this is about emerging into thought leadership and leveraging media to do so. Thanks, Tim. Looks good. Okay. In our slides? Okay. So thank you for attending. I know it takes a lot out of your day to do webinars, so I really appreciate it. You could be doing a lot of different things like having lunch with a colleague, calling your spouse or friend, and just working. So I really appreciate you taking the time today to be with us. And I want to immediately provide value and insights that you guys can take away exactly through the webinar. And I encourage you to stay through the whole thing because I'm going to be dropping off insights and thought leadership development tactics throughout the entire webinar. And I couldn't have done this all without NewCo. So you all know NewCo. That's how you found today. And we have been a host since 2015 in Oakland in the Bay Area. And we love them. They're so supportive of us. We're a small boutique marketing and media agency out in Oakland. And so as soon as they came to the Bay Area, I started out as an attendee. And I went from business to business while I was getting my MBA at Presidio. And then when the opportunity became available to be a host company, I immediately applied, got to know the team, and they have been wonderfully supportive. And we have enjoyed working with them so much. We have a special offer going today for attendees from moo.com that does business cards primarily and other printed assets. And you can get a discount on them. And then a community that we're creators of is called GRYP, GRYP.us. And that's a media creator group. It's a meetup here in the Bay Area. We have roughly 180 members now. And it's about doing these monthly tactics and meetups so that people can get support creating media in photo, video, and audio. So this is your offer code if you'd like to go to moo.com at any point. And just so you know, guys, these slides will be available. I will send them to you, and the webinar replay will be available also. So if you didn't get to stay through the whole thing, I will send you a link to both the slides and the webinar replay if you'd like to view them. This is a special offer from Moo. Every time I give our Moo business cards to someone, they give us a wonderful, this looks beautiful. That's the kind of marketing you want. It's worth spending a little bit more, but hopefully this 20% off through April will help you guys print some new business cards, postcards, stickers, and more. So again, this is what we created. Today we're in the Port Studio here in Oakland, which is in the Port Workspaces in Oakland. It's a co-working space. It's about 1,000 members total spread over 3 different locations. And the studio that you see in the photo that I'm in today is a shared collaborative media space. We do photography in here, video interviews primarily. Some members do podcasting. You can also rent the space for media. So you can see who is a member of it, and it's bookable for members in the Bay Area, especially in Oakland. So if you want to learn more, it's grip.us. Our business, and I started this business in 2015. I'll tell you a little bit more, 2013. We do what I call multimedia marketing. My background is in photography and video. So when it came time to start my business, I thought, you know what? Where is there a gap in the market? Where is there a place where people aren't getting enough support? And we tend to support entrepreneurs, startups, founders, thought leaders that are merging into a large space. These are all the different areas that we offer our clients. We offer pro management, and we also do lessons and training for people on a lower budget who want to be a DIY program more. So we offer data analytics so people can know like what's getting traction. We actually create media, so that's the production arm. We help you with social content and curation. We build websites. We've built most of the primarily WordPress, and I have to apologize. I have a little bit of a cold. I'm trying to keep my energy and voice up. I might sneeze through this. We do websites, WordPress, Squarespace we love, Wix, and Weebly. We do create custom videos for our clients. If they're local or if we need to fly to see them or send a crew, we actually create that in-house in the company. Photography shoots like staff photos, product shots, event photography, we'll do that for you too. One of the best things we create is an email marketing process. So a lot of companies are not leveraging email, and you're going to hear today why email is so critical. And we create a process for you guys. We actually connect all the dots of what we're doing so that you have a sales funnel built and a business development strategy that it all connects together. So it's a holistic service that we offer all of these different areas for our clients. A little bit more about me. As I mentioned, I got my MBA at Presidio Graduate School. It was 2010. The economy had tanked, and I really wanted to get into sustainability in business. I had been an entrepreneur all my life. My family runs small business all over the country, and I started my first business washing cars in corporate offices where people at work would bring me their keys. I'd wash their car, and they'd pay me for the day. That was my first business when I was 16 back on the East Coast in New Jersey. And after I went to my undergrad program at University of Colorado, I got a photography and video degree. And that's where I started my photography business, Brick House Images. And that was primarily freelance photography and working with sports and events and a variety of different things. After the graduate program started, I decided I really wanted to learn sustainability in business. People, planet, and profit is sustainability in business through Presidio. So I started a startup called Trax. And Trax was an eco-rewards platform that actually won us an award. And here you can see me and the former mayor of Berkeley. I'm receiving the award for eco-business efficiency and social media. I was really proud because we leveraged Instagram for users to take photos of positive sustainability actions, and we rewarded them via email through Square Cash. So everything was about leveraging different digital technologies and unifying it for positive social good. And again, here's a shout out to NewCo Oakland. In 2015, we were one of the first companies to sign up to be a host company. These are the people we love to support. This is my passion. My family, again, is small business owners. So we really love to work with high-level speakers, professionals, startup companies, sustainability professionals, small businesses, people who are writing bold breakthrough books, and innovators. So if you feel like you fit in this category, I think you'll really love what we're doing at Brickhouse Media or bhmedia.co. At the end, you can take a look at our site. These are some of the clients I want to tell you about. So our clients are a wide range. So Kathleen Joy is the founder of Lumiere Work, and she's been a corporate coach for about roughly 15 to 20 years. She came up with a new methodology. She really needed to completely do a new rebrand, new website, new videos, new content, everything from fresh, and start but by leveraging her former relationships. So I met Kathy at NewCo 2015. We had a couple meetings, and over a 6 to 8 month period, we built out everything you'll see at lumierework.com, including custom videos, an email strategy process, social media content, and a whole process that she can now leverage. So I really love working with these kind of people that aren't afraid to take some risks and are really bold, emerging thought leaders. Another example is our client from in 2016. And this is Warren and Bilal. They had a TV show that used to be an Oakland TV show in the 80s and 90s, and they wanted to put all of it online. But being they were in the photo and video business, they didn't know how to do all the different components of getting that channel online. So if you go over to soulbeat.tv at the end of the webinar, you can check out what we built for them. And this is a homegrown local business, but the cool thing is we're helping them play with the big boys. They can now get advertising sponsorship from companies like Wells Fargo, Kaiser Permanente, local car dealerships to help support them. Because when they see the media, people think, wow, you guys are really on top of your game. I'm really proud of what you've created. So we're going to jump over to the first poll. Do we have a question here? There's a delay on the black and white slide. Between slides. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for showing me that. So our first poll, if you just go over to the right side, you'll see a poll. And I'm just interested in how everybody makes money now. So just kind of drop into the chat in the Webinar Jam window. And is it up? Oh, here's start poll. Okay, so it's live. And this is Webinar Jam. This is a really great platform for launching webinars. So the numbers are coming in. This is exciting. So a lot of people are an employee working for a larger company with a paycheck. And the numbers are shifting. It's really jumping around. Okay, so it looks like we have a lot of it's kind of stabilizing. We have a lot of people who work for larger companies with a paycheck now. Maybe they're thinking about either being an entrepreneur or maybe getting out of that company as an entrepreneur. We have about 30% or so, 34% have their own company. 35% is growing. And then about 7% want to start a company, so want to get into entrepreneurship. And 13 to 14% say it's complicated and a little bit different. So thanks for that, and we'll come back to that. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation here. Okay, so at the end of the webinar, I'm going to be letting you guys know about a course we've built. It's a 6-week course called Break On Through. And there's a special invitation for NewCo attendees of this webinar only. So do stay towards the end of the webinar. Again, it will be replayed and I will send you the slides, but there's a special bonus offer just for folks who stay through to the end because I want to make sure you guys get the most value out of this webinar. My goal is to create you as a leader. My goal is not to make us look like a great savvy company. We're a small agency. We really want to see you become the leader. So one of the branding things that we use is TED Talks, because a lot of people think of TED Talks as the thought leaders. It's one type of thought leadership, but it tends to resonate with people that there's a couple of things going on here that I want to analyze. One is that there's a singular person as the leader. This is not a team. This is not a group. It's not a company. It's a singular leadership role. The other thing is, as you see in blue, there's an audience. There's a following. You need an audience to be a thought leader. Okay. There's some challenges. Do you have a technical challenge?
Yeah, it's still on the You're Invited slide.
Oh, it is. Okay. So let me know if you guys don't see the slide that we're on. Are you on my goal? Okay, we're on my goal. Great. So again, my goal is to create you guys as a leader and have a following and expertise built into your business model. You can be an expert. An expert is not a leader. An expert, we are in Oakland, there's tons of offices. There's lots of experts. Experts don't always become leaders. They need to build a following that's rich and people are coming to them for either speaking gigs or book offers or to collaborate on business development projects. That's the difference between leadership role and just simply expertise. And that's what I want to distinguish for you guys today. So some of the challenges that we've talked to people, and we've been doing this for almost 4 years now, is that it's a confusing one. It's difficult. It's elusive. And it's a little bit blurry on the path. Not a lot of people are doing thought leadership development. And this is an interesting space for us to play in. So these are some of the challenges that professionals feel right now, experts feel. Well, what do I do? Where do I put my time? I kind of have a vision for it, but I'm not sure how to get there. And it's a bit blurry. So there's some things about thought leadership we're going to be distinguishing to kind of move you through that path faster. So some of the benefits that I feel and some of the colleagues I've worked with feel like are gone are the days of you having to obtain a PhD before and authoring a book, traveling around the globe to be considered a thought leader. Those are some of the now major benefits after you begin your journey. So I want you to kind of forget the notion of, oh, I don't have enough X, Y, or Z to be a thought leader. I'm going to show you some people that actually are very young at any stage, in any age in your career. You can get started. Doesn't mean you're going to get the biggest kind of audience yet, but you will get started. And that's the most important thing, is having that process develop today. So these are some of the actual tangible benefits. Thought leadership is not just a theory. It's not just something that you kind of think is a nice thing to have. These are some real tangible benefits that my clients have had, I've had, and different people I've interviewed have had through becoming a thought leader. They actually get book offers, and not just book offers with a small upfront payment. The bigger the following you have when you get a book offer, you actually get a bigger signing bonus. So if you're bringing a community into a book deal and you say, hey, I've got thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers, they will actually give you a better sign-up offer as a publisher. The same thing goes with speaking offers, collaborating, which we love. We get all these great collaboration offers. Obviously, revenue opportunities are there. You can create new revenue models, and some of the things we're going to be talking about. And you're going to have a validated reputation from your colleagues and your coworkers and people that see you in a new light. So again, think back to that person on that TED stage. The spotlight is on them. The reputation is on you. So I really want you to have more freedom and more control. For me, that's one of the most beneficial things of thought leadership, is you dictating the transformation of your own career with more freedom and more control. So remember, this is about starting at any age, guys. This is not about waiting till you have a PhD, or you're just like, oh, no, I have to. And this is for the perfectionists out there. This is for the people that say, no, I will start when I'm full and ready. My book is done. My speaking gigs are all booked. I want you to look at these three people. Servan spoke at the UN on environmental advocacy. Milo Kress was 7 years old at this photo with Bernie Sanders, and he is about protecting the environment through reducing plastic straws. And who you might know is Malala, who's 16, who also spoke on women's rights at the UN. These are all thought leaders at any age and any stage. They just had a strong message to put out into the world, and they really had to get it out there. So don't feel like it's too late in the game and you have to wait. Okay, so there's still a delay in the slides. I'm not 100% sure how I can time my audio to that. So let me know if there's a little bit of a delay in the slides. But ideally, you can hear my audio clearly. I apologize for that. Some of the technical challenges of trying to broadcast across the world right now on a webinar. So we're going to go back to the next poll. So let me bring this up. So I wanted you guys to answer, do you now consider yourself a thought leader today? And if you do, congratulations, the numbers are coming in. So let's give it a sec. So do you consider yourself a leader now, thought leadership or personal leadership, or how do you distinguish yourself as leader? So if you do right now, we've got it's changing as we go through this. So it's about 50%, 40%. It's kind of dropping. Yes, no, maybe, not sure. And I really want the guys in the maybe, not sure category and the no category to really get a lot of value out of today, because this is really for you. Again, no one's going to give you a badge of honor. No one's going to stamp you one day and say, you are a thought leader. At one point in your career, you will step back and you will look and go, I made it. I'm here. But don't wait for someone to give you that accreditation from either your colleagues or your industry. You've got to get out there and take it. This is not about someone giving you this opportunity. Yes, you will have new opportunities, but this is really about you declaring it first, you being the thought leader, then you doing the actions it's required, and then having the career, the freedom, and the life that you want. It's a be, do, have model. All right, so it looks like it's stabilized. About 43% of you feel like you declare yourself a leader now. 27% of you said no today, that's fine. And about 29% have said maybe they're not sure. So it's almost 30-30 in this demographic, a little bit heavier weighted on the yes category, which is great. You guys are my people. You're my community. I love it. So I'm going to end that poll. And how are we doing on technology? There is a hashtag, Taylor. You can tag breakthrough. It's in the bottom right corner of the slides, actually, breakthrough. Or you can use BH Media Co. You can tag thought leaders, but those are some of the tags on the campaign. It's right in the bottom right corner. And our custom account hashtag on Twitter and Instagram is BH Media Co. On Facebook, it's Brickhouse Media Co. So thanks for asking that. Okay, so let's jump back into the content. All right, so can everybody see the elevator rising? What we'd like to say is the process that we're talking about today brings you up the elevator. It's not like you can't do a lot of this work yourself, and a lot of people are doing it. But this is the elevator up the building. If you had to walk up these stairs to get to where you wanted to be in your career, it would be really long. It could take up to a couple of years. The process that we're talking about is doable within a few months. I'm not saying your entire audience and your entire following will be fully developed, but you will have everything in place and a process in place to really break through into that space of thought leadership. So I encourage you to follow along, take the elevator ride. It's more efficient, it's more effective, and not take the stairs up the building because you're going to be tired, exhausted, and sweaty by the time you get up to the penthouse to have that meeting with the person you've always wanted to meet with that's going to change your career and change other people's lives. So really, this is about taking the elevator, guys, not the stairs. So let's dive into the 6 areas that I feel like are thought leadership exploration. One of the things you need to do is dive into your personal life. This is one of my favorite images. I'm a surfer out here in Northern California. So you need to get into your own life and figure out, well, what are you going to share with the world? Who are you going to be out in the world for other people? So this is an exploration process that starts with you first. It doesn't start out in the media, doesn't start out in the social media world or even your research. This is a personal introspective process because, again, you are in the limelight. This isn't about your book. This isn't about your work. It's you first, and then what is the work you're going to bring out into the world. One of the challenges of knowing your purpose, which is such a key point to this process, is people are feeling apathetic in their lives right now. They're feeling highly disengaged at work, and this is a real problem. It's almost up to 80% of people right now in their current jobs feel disengaged, apathetic, or bored. And especially for the millennial, I'm a Gen X generation, Gen Y, over 80% of us are just not engaged at work. And that's a real problem. We spend a lot of our time in our lives at work. So if we're there and we're not really making the most of it, we're not impacting people, we don't feel glad about the work that we're doing, it's a major problem for our culture, for business, and for just personal nature of like, what do you want to do with your life? So here's some of the benefits of aligning your business with your purpose. Stronger mind, healthy heart. Actually, people live longer. People are proven to be more profitable. And if you want to get more data science on this, go to planetpurpose.org. And this is research has been done over the last 50 years. This is not new research. So these are proven benefits of actually aligning with your purpose in your career. So again, if you feel like this is an area that you are one of these people, it's really important that you kind of get clear about that and you start to declare it to the world. Again, it's a be, do, have. Be the entrepreneur, do the actions it's going to take, have the career and the life that you want. Okay, that's the process. That's the formula. Be, do, have. Not do the book, and then I'll have the money, and then I'll be the thought leader. That's backwards. Okay? So the second component of this is developing your personal brand. The icon of this most people think of is Oprah, and she's really stands out. She's found her voice and who she wants to help. She developed her persona, her online persona, her media persona. I've heard from many professionals she is not exactly the same off camera she is on camera. And there's a lot of people in your mind. One of my favorite people is Sir Richard Branson. He has an amazing brand personally. And so even though he releases everything under Virgin, I think he has about 300 companies, you can feel him in all of the enterprises, because he has such a powerful voice and he's created a culture around his personal beliefs. So we're going to jump back to another poll. I've got a little note coming in. Yes, we will share a copy of the slides. It will go out. If you've registered with your email, we'll send it to you via email. And you can get all these slides. I encourage you to share them with colleagues. And I encourage you to go through this at more time when you have it. So here is the next poll. So are you one of the following? So please check one of the boxes if you fit into one of these buckets, and we can figure out where people are coming in from. Again, this is a global webinar today. So we have people coming in from Europe and Asia and North America and South America. So the numbers are starting to come in. Looks like most people are in the entrepreneur founder. It's juggling around. The numbers are kind of jumping around. These are cool. I like these live polls. Are you seeing the live poll, Vina? Cool. So we have some others, which obviously you can chat in the window if you want to share what else you do that doesn't fit into this bucket. We have some authors and speakers, some students, some professionals, and that goes back to getting that paycheck back in the first poll. And then we have the entrepreneurs and founders. So this is great. This is a really nice balanced mix. Look at this. We've got almost 30% going on here between students, authors, and others, professional executives, and founders, entrepreneurs. This is exactly where you want to be in your career, and this is what it's about. I'm going to end that poem. We'll get right back into the discussion. Is there any questions? Todd, thank you. Fake it till you make it. I like that. I've lived with that a little while, and I'm going to talk a little bit about inauthenticity. So the faking part can be a little bit dangerous. So again, back to the process of developing thought leadership. Why do we want to do this? This is a fantastic read. I give this to all my clients now as soon as I read it. And you want to distinguish this in this order. First, you want to figure out your why. What in the world motivates you? And a good way to think about it is, what are you empathetically drawn to? When you look at things out in the world, what as far as connects with your empathy? So look at your purpose out in the world around what are you personally connected to? And then you're going to figure out, well, what business or what am I going to do? And that's the process. Are you going to write a book? Are you going to create an app? Are you going to create a community platform? That's the process. And the what is the specific service or product you will deliver. Okay, a good example is Apple. Apple's used in the book a lot. Apple has an ethos of kind of breaking down, fighting the big boy. Now that they've kind of become the big boy, the process they use is technology products. And what they have is an individual iPad or iBook. And those are the actual products. You want to start with your big why. You want to figure out how are you going to develop and how are you going to put that how into the world. And then what are the products and services you are going to develop from that? So this is a multi-stage process that you want to figure out. And this is a fantastic read. I love Simon Sinek. One day I hope to work with him, by the way. So if anyone has any connections. Again, so I want you to focus on what's your why? How are you going to deliver it? What's the process platform you're going to deliver on? And at the end of the process, well, what's your product and service you're going to deliver as your what? So the why is really the target you're going for in this stage of the process. So we got one more poll, guys. Thank you for participating. It keeps it active and fun, which is what we're all about here. And this one's about, why are you personally starting thought leadership? What is it about thought leadership that's attractive to you? What are the benefits that you're trying to gain? And I hope this is also another nice spread of answers too, because there's a lot of different reasons why people get into thought leadership. And it's not just to make more money only. I love all of the above. That's perfect. Yeah, exactly. And obviously I wrote this so that you would get a sense of, like, these are all the different benefits that you do get by becoming a thought leader. Do you have any comments or questions we have? Okay, great. Thank you, guys. So about 60% of you have said all of the above. You want to speak, write, and educate and impact others. You do want to create more revenue. Obviously, leadership and business is about generating revenue and impact. And you want to distinguish yourself and differentiate from your colleagues and your industry. Perfect. Thank you guys for contributing. These are great numbers. Okay. I love Gary Vaynerchuk, Paul. Thanks for sharing him. His stuff is amazing. And I also recommend that book, Docpreneur. I love it. Okay, so two different parts of our brain. We're going to talk a little bit about brain science just for a sec. The head versus your heart. And when you're talking about Simon Sinek's work and his books, he talks about two different areas of how we engage with content. One is through the limbic brain. This is our perceptive creative brain. And this does not have language in this part of our brain. We literally see something and we feel something. It's kind of like if someone asked you, well, why do you love your partner? It'd be very difficult for you to explain it. Why do you love your children? How would you explain that? When you see something that attracts you, it's not a neocortex part of your brain, which is the rational part of your brain. And that's when you say, oh, well, I really like this feature over that feature. My wife cooks and she does this for me. But really why we feel deep connective emotion is through our limbic brain. So it's really important to feel that when you're going through this process of like what's being felt on an emotional level and what's being felt on a rational level. Another fantastic book I'd recommend, this is about crafting the world you're going to create. So step 3 is crafting your world. And this is Seth Godin's book, All Marketers Are Liars and Tell Stories. I think the first version was Are Liars, and they changed it to Tell Stories. And it's no longer just about what you sell. It's about the stories that you tell. Okay, so just sit with that for a minute. It's not about the stuff you're selling. It's about the stories you're telling. What are people getting connected to through the story that you tell? Okay, so the first thing you want to focus here is what is your worldview? What is the lens you're looking at the world through? Okay, so for example, I did a sustainability MBA. I was very committed to healing the world, I still am, through sustainability and business. So that's a worldview. The feelings I want to generate for people are, I want to inspire people to do good. I don't want to make them feel bad. I want to make them feel a positive feeling of impacting people and making the world better. Because my beliefs, which is the bias, is that the world and we all, function better when we're positive and we're creative. So this is how I framed our world. I want you to think about this for your world. What's the worldview that you kind of presenting to the world? What are some of the feelings and frames you want to bring out? And then what are some of those biases and beliefs? Now, don't try to convince everyone of your worldview, your feelings, and your beliefs. They're not going to all be convinced. I think we saw a lot of that in the last election cycle. It's really about connecting to the people that share your worldview, have similar feelings when they see it, and they have a similar belief system. You can convert people, but it's more difficult. I would focus first on the people that share your worldview, the feelings and the beliefs that you have. So one interesting thing when I met with, I actually heard Scott Belsey speak recently, the founder of Behance. And a lot of us think, oh, I want to do my passion. And passion is really important. Don't get me wrong. Passion is something within you, but I really want you to focus on the empathy that you feel from people. So what is the real empathy from the people you want to impact? If you can focus on that empathy first and use your passion as a motivational force, then you can be really effective out in the world. So you're going to kind of balance your personal passion, which to be honest can be kind of selfish sometimes, with your community empathy that you can say, well, this is a core group of people I really want to impact. Like for our business, we really want to impact emerging leaders, small business owners, founders, and thought leaders. So what are some of the challenges that they're dealing with? One is confusion, one is elusivity, and one is blurriness. They don't know the path forward. So that's where our passion is a motivating force to serve that empathy in our community. So I really encourage you to go out there and talk to your potential customers or clients, figure out, well, what are their problems? What are their pain points? And where can you feel empathetic and see it from their, stepping into people's shoes, basically. So here's a little bit about, okay, well, I've got my strategy down. So what do I do now? So here's our 4C strategy. You want to clarify your audience. And you can do this via interviews. You can do this via online surveys that are free now. You can do it paid or free. You can ask potential clients and customers. Then you want to create a consistent frequency of delivering content to them. So maybe it's once a week. Maybe you do a video or a blog or content. But you have to make it a consistent frequency. And I encourage you to look at some of your competitors. You can either follow them or just see what they're doing and see what they're doing that's getting traction also. You're not copying it and you're not faking it, but you're looking at what's working and then putting in your own voice and your own style. That's where part 4 comes in, is really clarify what is your vision and style that you want to be. Like one of the things that we do is we use a lot of black, and we use a lot of black so it's very high contrast and it really pops. So as you can see on these slides, most slides you see are white. Our style and vision is, for this webinar, it's steel, black, and turquoise, okay? So it's really about clarifying that style and that vision for the brand and the persona you want to give off. So part 4 is about, we've all heard content is king, right? Curating content for growth. So there's a couple things going on here. So one is the branding you see around Fight Club. Fight Club is one of the most fantastic movies, if you can get past the violence of the film, about just breaking through conservative models. So that branding is really strong. The woman you see in the photograph is a museum art curator. So I want you to be the art curator. I want your museum to be your business or your brand, and then you decide what's on the walls. You decide the pictures, the emotion, and the communication you want to express. And I'm going to go into a little bit more about the 80-20 OPC versus self on the next slide. So this is a methodology that we've imported or we've leveraged for our clients. 80% of the content that you share right now, if you're getting started, should be educational, inspirational, helpful, and insightful. And it does not have to be your content. OPC, other people's content. Okay, so it doesn't mean you're stealing it. It means you're giving homage to that. Like when I tell you about a restaurant, do I have anything to do with the restaurant or a movie that I'm telling you to go see? No. But I'm saying you should go to see this movie because it's going to inspire you. You should go to this restaurant because you're going to find it so lovely and it's a really great place for you and your partner or spouse. You should read this book because I think you'd find it so educational. So you're sharing other people's content and you're adding your insight as to why you want to share it for other people. You're never claiming source, and you're giving source to the original. Now, 20% of the time is really about you, okay? Your services, your specific leadership role, and maybe events or other things that are going on. That's what you should be sharing about you. No one wants to meet someone where they go, hi, I'm Jared, and I do this, and I do this, and I do this, and I do this. And it's like boring. You don't want to be that person. And the same rules apply online. So you want to share really helpful information. Maybe you lean more towards helpful, insightful, and inspirational. And 20% of the time, talk about you. So people know who you are, and not from a place of bragging, but just from a place of pride and like what you do and how you impact people. Or maybe you have a special product coming out or a launch, but don't take up all your bandwidth with just you. And there's some social media folks out there, Gary V, who really take a lot of on the self part, because once you get into that thought leadership role, these percentages will shift. This is when you're getting started, just so we're clear. This is a starting percentage to help people get creative. Because you don't have a lot of time, guys. You're running businesses. You're creating relationships. So 20% of the time, I want you to focus on that. 80% of the time, I want you to source great content. So this is about, well, where do I get all my good content, Jared? Okay, so some of the things you can do is everybody loves quotes. Everyone loves a good quote. You can source great articles. Things like Google Alerts are a great place. You set an alert, and it actually emails you into your inbox of keywords all across the web. You can create videos, or you can share other people's videos. You can create PDFs, white papers that actually attract people to come to your site. Obviously, you can show photos, and memes are fun too. It depends on your brand. Just be careful. If your brand is a certain type of brand, it might not play as well with memes. So these are the different paths you can actually engage someone. We like to use YouTube for education. Right now, we're doing kind of a live stream webinar. So this is the entertain and educate. And we like to use Instagram for inspiration. So these are just some examples of how you can use different platforms to engage people in different ways. So again, YouTube for education. The center button is live stream to entertain people because it's live right now. And then Instagram, which does a variety of things we're going to talk about, to inspire. So again, educate on YouTube. Here's some of our videos. And don't forget, guys, YouTube is owned by Google. So it's really important that you have that YouTube channel claimed. This is a colleague of ours, Subi Zimmerman, who's the Instagram expert. And she loves to use Instagram to go live and Periscope and to talk to our fans. And she has a direct relationship with revenue by doing this model. This is not just about you sharing all the time with no revenue model built in, guys. This is about generating business growth, not just sharing only. So some of the reasons why we love Instagram now is it's so diversified and it's a great creative platform. You can share photography, you can share videos up to 1 minute. And now, because of Snapchat, they've added stories and going live. So it's really a diverse platform. And don't forget, it's owned by Facebook, guys. So you can share all that content back to Twitter, Facebook, and other platforms. So I really want you to think, so, okay, Jared, so what do I do? What's my story? So story you can break down. Here's a good acronym. You want to be savvy so that people know that you're kind of, you know what you're talking about. You want to be timely. So if there's something going on in the media or calendar or schedule, you actually can talk to that right now. You want it to be original. This is a place, this is your 20% here. So this is your original voice coming through. You want to feel that authenticity, and that's the real part. And you want to give people a yes. Give them a link to say yes to. Give them a next step for them. Let it be easy for them to have a yes to go forward. Because of the way social media works, you could literally be creating 24/7, 365. So I encourage you to get started, try creating something today, see how it feels, follow some of the other experts out there, and get some good tips of how it works. So if you have any questions about how we track engagement, so we're talking about sharing right now. So here's a really simple, straightforward solution. Let's say you have a social media channel, and let's take Instagram, that has 986 followers right now. You share this post of these shoes and these cool math things that Jai Himusis shared, and he got 50 likes and 8 comments. So you can add those up to 58. Now simply divide 58 by your followers, and that's your engagement rate. The goal here is every 3 to 6 to 12 months, you're increasing that by a certain percentage. Maybe it's 5% or 10%. You're getting more engagement. It's not only about total followers, because as you can see, as your followers grow, your engagement potentially could diminish because you're still trying to get their attention on social media. So keep track of your engagement, and here's a good little math solution. The reason why we really love Instagram is because of this user base. 600 million users. 300 million people check it daily. And 100 million people upload photo and video daily. So all these sources, and you can learn more at business.instagram.com about why we feel like Instagram is one of the best platforms you should be on now. And again, it's owned by Facebook and connected to the other social media channels. A little tip here, if you guys do want to share, I encourage you to include a face. If you put a face, and this is Leonardo and Sean Penn, it's a face mashup by Design Boom. If you do put a face or a person, it's proven to get over 30% more likes and 32% more comments. I shared this with a client recently, and she said, oh yeah, we got to start shooting what's going on in our office way more, because this really works and it's proven. Now, if you happen to be in one of these areas, either you're creating content that has inspirational quotes, you're using very beautiful people, landscape celebrities. This is areas where things do go viral. Okay, the BS at the bottom is bullshit, because some of this is actually not great for your brand. Okay, this is stuff that does well, but if you went to 24-hour success on Instagram, they did not get Daniel Craig's permission to use this photo, first of all. So that's why I don't like it to begin with. And second of all, there's no real business behind 24-hour success. They might not even have a website on some of these sites. So yes, they have a following and an engagement, but there's no back end. There's no process to actually create a business around it. So don't always get so excited about people's followings if they don't have an actual business model behind what they're doing. So today we're going to stop the idea of sharing. Okay, I want you to think about syndication. There are so many more tools out there available now than just simply one-off sharing. Even in a simple Instagram post, you're going to be sharing that back to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So that's called syndication, not just sharing. It's going out to multiple platforms. The analogy I like to give is like Seinfeld is on multiple channels a night. He might be on Comedy Central. He might be on like TBS, and that's syndication in television. So now you can use these 3 tools. Buffer releases your social media over time with a certain speed. Scoop It is a curation content platform, scoop.it. And you pull in an article, you customize it, you add your insight, and you can share it back to LinkedIn, Facebook, Pinterest, all these different social platforms in one syndicated process. And then Hootsuite's another sharing platform you probably heard of. And I really like Hootsuite for monitoring what's going on in my social media, because it can be kind of unruly after a while. It gets bigger. I really want you to think about casting a wide net, guys. Okay, there's so many new platforms now, and it's easy to be on a lot of different platforms when you're starting. Now, as you get bigger and you define more, you will have more people to help support you on these. You might have marketing director or some other social media support, but when you're starting out, you need to cast a wide net. So I encourage you to at least claim your profiles on different channels and platforms. It helps with SEO, and it also helps your brand grow. And I also want you to think about taking people off social media. Because think about it, how are you going to make a sale on Facebook? How are you going to make a sale through Instagram? How are you going to get someone to book you? It's not just your contact information. So you want to offer someone a link to get them off your social media onto a media strategy channel that you own, one that you can curate and control. So in this one, we use bit.ly links to track how many leads come through. This is one of our Instagram posts. And now we can take them to a site that we control, and that we can process the funnel, the lead gen funnel, to get them to, get into a process that actually might end in a sale. So that's the goal of actually social media, is to convert them to get them off social media onto a platform that you own, or at least through a shopping cart or a booking process. Here are some goals that you can actually implement based around what you want to do. What do you want to do? Do you want to advertise your products? Do you want to show something new that you're doing? Are you just about loyalty with your consumers? So pick one or two of these at one time. Don't try to do them all. It's too much. So launching leadership is really about taking all those different things we just talked about and cultivating it for your niche, okay? Your audience. Who's going to be sitting in the chairs watching you? Those are your people that you want to now cultivate. One of the strategies we like to recommend is you use a dual-pronged platform, okay, a dual process. I want you to think about, let's say you have a blog that you've written. Now you can convert that as a script for a video, and you're going to use the video for human engagement because people like to watch video. You get 60,000 times more information through video than you do through text. And then use the text part of it for SEO and Google. Because when Google sees that video on your website, it has no idea what it is. It doesn't know what content's in there. So you write a short paragraph or bullets of synopsis for Google on your website for SEO. So this is the dual prong approach of like, should I be blogging or vlogging? Depending on if you're a writer or a videographer or you want to get into video, this is a two-way strategy play. You should be doing both, okay? Ideally, you should be doing both. You might want to lean on one or the other. You should be having a little bit of video. And don't forget, you can do a voiceover like we're doing today on your social media or on your presentations. So if you just want to write a presentation, you can do a voiceover. So you don't always have to use traditional in front of camera video. Here's two experts you may or may not know. On the right's Tim Ferriss, and on the left's Casey Neistat. So Casey got to start in video, and he's got a great following on YouTube. And he primarily shares about what's his creative process and how does he do the things that he does. Tim Ferriss is all about the human body and all about testing human potential. So he writes, but he also has videos that are released too, because he realizes that it's a dual prong approach. There's people on YouTube that might pick up his information, and there's people on Medium and LinkedIn. So one of the ideas we shared here is that like put your content on a platform, a professional blogging platform like Medium. Take that same content, repurpose it slightly, so change the languaging, and also post it on LinkedIn because you just don't know where you're going to touch people. So now we've come to the part of the presentation, guys, where I really want to encourage you, if you're thinking about thought leadership, NewCo, and you're in this process, I want you to think about joining Break On Through. If you want to become a rebel, an icon, or a thought leader, we've now developed a 6-week course. Not 6 months, not 6 years, to get people through this process with support and with expertise. I'm going to play this video for you. It's about 4 minutes long, and then we'll touch back in about some of the offers that we're offering today for NewCo. That's all. The audio challenges? Okay. So if there's some audio challenges, guys, you can actually send you a link. There's no audio. Okay, there's no audio, folks, so I'm going to skip through this. I apologize for that. We're trying to do a lot of different cool technologies right now. And so I guess the audio delay or it's just not coming through. I apologize for that. So I will be able to tell you that because obviously I made that video, so I know all about it. So we've created one course, guys, with one goal. We want to expand thought leadership. We want to go down this explorational path together. Then we want to create a personal brand discovery for you, like who are you going to be out in the world? Then we're going to craft that new world with an online new website that's mobile friendly. And even if it's just a one-page site, you're going to have a process now to actually launch you into that new world. Then we're going to talk about curating for growth. How are we going to look through all those content strategies and actually grow? We're going to use some of those tools about syndicating your vision now out into the world. And then by the end of a 6-week process, you can then launch into thought leadership. So stay tuned for the offer. These are some of the course experts that we have. It's not just me on this course, guys. I've sourced some of the best people in my community to join us on this, and it's a 6-week course. So each week, it's either going to be me or one of the experts or both of us on it talking about. So Brandon does purpose discovery work. Stephanie is the Right Brain Entrepreneur founder and about using creativity in your business for development and passion. And Geraldine is a brand strategist. So Brandon's process allows you to kind of navigate why you're even getting into leadership. What are some of the benefits for your life and your career that you're going to actually be able to pull out? What are some of the success metrics that are tied to purpose alignment? And then how are you going to sustain that passion as motivation with empathy for your consumer or your customers and clients? Geraldine's going to join us, and she's going to be talking about how to develop that personal brand. How are you going to define your brand aesthetics? How are you going to leverage your personal brand story and express your brand through the media? So it's really important that you guys think about like what's going to be the branding part of this and what's some of that storytelling that we're going to be able to do. Stephanie's fantastic at looking at the big picture, looking at your career as a whole. She also is really great at things like time management methods for efficiencies because we're all very busy and we're trying to do a lot. And especially if you're trying to do this on the side or if it's a side hustle or a side business. So you want to think about efficiencies as much as possible. Then you want to think about how your right brain, this is what Stephanie does fantastically, you can utilize that for creative thinking. If you're not in a creative space, it's really hard to create any kind of new business growth. And then generating consistent aligned action. How are you going to get into action for the things that you want to do? We also have one secret VIP expert who's going to be joining us. I can give away now that it is not Jack Nicholson. I do love this photo though. And we're going to have one VIP expert that's going to be joining us on the course. So stay tuned for that for all course attendees. Again, some of the challenges here, folks, are it's confusing. What is the path I should be taking? It's elusive. How do I get there? How do I catch this thing that I want? And how do I achieve it? And it's just a blurry process. There's not a clear path out there in the world right now, but what we've done is we've helped distinguish and clarify for you some of these challenges on the course. Again, guys, I want you to think about this is the elevator, okay? This is not taking the stairs. We're going to break this down into 6 parts over 6 weeks, and we're going to take you through a process. Here's the schedule that we're going to break down, and you get 10% off today for all the course levels. I'm going to put a link in there in just a sec. So all NewCo attendees, this is the week schedule. It's starting April 3rd and goes through May 15th, and it's a 6-week process course. And you can also add on one-on-one consultations with myself and the other experts. So this is a really unique opportunity. It's newly developed. We're really excited about it. We've been doing this work for 4 years with our clients, and now we're really excited to put it into a thought leadership course that's online. So let me bring you guys back to one other slide. So right now, guys, you can see that you can get 10% off right now for joining Break On Through. And the different levels that you will take with you are for different aspects of adding one-on-ones onto the course. The base course is that 6-week process. We're going to be releasing unique content each week, so it's not like you get all of it at once. We've intentionally built it that way, so it's planned, and it's like building a layer cake. You also will have access to personal time with myself via phone or video chat, or if you're in the Bay Area, we can schedule a meeting. And with level 2 and 3, you actually get time with the other experts. So purpose discovery work, brand strategy work, and business efficiency and development with Stephanie. So these are some of the really things that we've customized for all the attendees just to be able to get through a course in 6 weeks and help you launch in that fast. Again, you're going to have access to a private Facebook group, and this is about sharing not just the course materials, but allowing each other to connect with other thought leaders around the country and around the globe. You're actually going to get an invite into a private LinkedIn group to leverage LinkedIn as a business channel. And we're going to do the live Q&A on Facebook Live and some other platforms so you can get access to people to ask questions. This is really a motivational about support and being inspired and being accountable. When people are in groups, they tend to be more accountable. So it's something I want you to think about as a bonus. So here are the 3 different levels that you can participate in today. Everything's open right now. So today there's 3 different levels. Level 1 is the online course in the 6 weeks and includes the Facebook group. And we're doing 10% off for the next 72 hours for everyone who's attended today's webinar. Level 2 includes 3 one-on-one hours with me and my company, again, via photo, video, or live meeting if you're in the Bay Area. And level 3 includes 4 hours with my company, one-on-one, and 2 hours with 2 different experts. So that means you're getting one-on-one time with different experts that you choose. You can choose them throughout the course. You can wait till the end of the course and redeem those hours for the rest of 2017. Okay? So this is really about getting support. What people want when they do courses is access to the course leaders. So we've built this with access to us as the experts. We don't want you to just go through this process and say goodbye. We really want to stay connected with you and support you on a one-on-one basis as much as we possibly can, because we know that's what creates traction for people, and that's what helps them get through this process. Okay, so I really want to encourage you guys to take these coupon codes, NewCo 1, NewCo 2, NewCo 3, based on what level you want to play at. Do you want to be a pro? Do you want to be an expert, or do you want to be the leader right off the bat? All 3 will help you. We're just adding different support systems at level 2 and level 3 with these different codes. Again, you will get these slides in an email that follows up, but these are the 3 different coupon codes you want to use to save that 10% off. You can also split your payments. So if you feel like, you know what, this is great, but I'm just not ready to spend that today, you can actually split the payments over time, once 30 days in between payments, if you want to help break it down that way. Another fun thing, guys, is we're going to be having, for all the participants, we're going to be having a Bay Area special offer, a VIP event in May. So I work out of a beautiful co-working space here in Oakland, and we're going to be hosting a special party for everyone in the Bay Area. You're welcome to fly into it. And in May, we're going to be launching that roof deck party in Oakland. Hopefully the weather will be good. We'll look at it. And we're going to have a live party for everybody who's gone through this process. I'm super excited to have fun with you guys live in May. Remember, you have 72 hours until the discount is over for the course. Okay? So make sure that you guys go look at the course page and check it out and see if it's the right thing for you right now in your career. So the 10% discount lasts for the next 72 hours or through Friday. So breakonthrough.me is the link, or you can click the box link on the right side of the page. For those of you that feel like, you know what, that's great, Jared, thank you, I really appreciate it, but you know what, I really just want to focus it and try to do it myself, or it's just not the right timing for me. So today I want you to leave here with immense value. So we have free downloads of marketing insights and research that we've shared. We've sourced all our shares on bhmedia.co/downloads. When you get there, you're going to have to enter BHMC17. It's a private page on our site. I also want you to see how we can build things like this so that we can kind of give you an example of how you can build this yourselves. Don't forget, guys, you also get 20% off at moo.com/US if you're in the US through the end of April. So if you need more time to order things, it's through the end of April that this is active. And our code is BHMediaCo. Again, if you need just strategy consultations, we offer a free strategy consultation at bhmedia.co/consultation in any of these different areas that we do as a company. And I just want to thank you for taking the time, guys. I know you could be doing a lot of different things today, and you took time out of your life to come here and be here with me, and I so appreciate that. It's so helpful for us to know what's going on with people out in the world. So thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you to NewCo for introducing us to all of you. We're so excited to hear from you. I will send you a follow-up email, be sure, with the links to this course, with the links to the PDF and the slide deck, so you can re-sit with this content again on your own time. And at this point, please do put any questions either to me or to everybody on the right side of the chat. Let me know where you're at in this journey, what other questions you might have. I hope you really found today really inspiring. Back on. Hi, everybody. I'm back. So I hope you found everything today really helpful and engaging. And I really just want to thank you guys for coming. It was so fun to be able to do these. And again, my passion and all I'm about is just supporting people to become leaders. I really think we need leaders right now in the world. And if I can help you do that in any way in my business and our course leaders can help you, I'm so excited to do that for you guys. So if you have any questions, feel free to type in the right. I know a lot of people ask questions like, well, how long does this process take? You know, what should I be expecting? What kind of growth can I be expecting? some of those questions are pretty personal and they might take a strategy consultation to answer them, but it's really just about getting started, guys. Don't wait until the end of a career or the beginning of a job to get that. So thank you, Kamal. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Tammy. Really appreciate it. If you do have any questions, stick around, but go out there. I'm so glad we finished on time. One of my commitments is to being on time, and it's 1:01 right now. So if you have to get back to work, no problem. Go ahead. And I just appreciate you guys for coming today. If you have any questions, again, it's bhmedia.co. I'm Jared, the founder, at jared@bhmedia.co, Jared. I'll type it right here in the chat. And if you have any questions about the course, feel free to click through, and you're also going to get a follow-up email from me about the course. So if we can support you guys in any way, let us know. Thanks, Savina, my assistant, for helping out today. I was really appreciated. It is good to have people on your team that can help support you during things like this. And yeah, it looks like everybody's kind of full. We've done a lot of our work here today, so that's great. So thanks again, guys. Say hi to everybody at NewCo, and stay tuned for more coming. All right, take care. Bye.